welcome to the 2023 St. Paul String Quartet Competition. I am Ray Shows, founder and artistic administrator of this fantastically cool event. And we are looking forward to hosting 4 fabulous college-age string quartets, young professionals, and looking forward to hearing you all play. So, okay, question number 1. How did you all get together?
Well, we all go to Oberlin.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. But how did the 4 of you come together as a quartet? Was it like, here, you play with that person and that's the end of it? Or did you know each other? Do tell.
It started with Sarah asking me, I guess, if I wanted to be in a chamber group, and then we started brainstorming other people. This was when I was on a gap year, so I didn't really know a lot of people who would be available for a group, but we asked, who did you ask first?
I think we asked Jasper
first. Yeah, we asked Jasper.
Yeah.
Okay, get your story straight.
Sure. That's how it worked.
Yeah.
So basically, you have no clue how you get together. That's good. All right. Now, who wants to answer this? How did you select your name? And tell me about what Poiesis means.
I chose it because we couldn't think of anything. And it was a word that I had sort of been obsessed with for a really long time. I took a philosophy class a few years ago that focused a lot on the idea of poiesis, which is basically the practice of bringing something into being. And there's a lot of different ways that philosophers have interpreted it. But there's been a lot of writing about how it works into music and arts. And I had just been obsessed with it for a while, so I suggested it and they were okay with it, I guess.
Yeah, seriously, finding a name for the ensemble is right up there as one of the hardest things to do. I mean, you ask anybody. So I totally get it, and I think it's a cool name, and you're the only Poiesis quartet we've ever had in 18 years, so that's fabulous. Jasper, would you start this, please? Why chamber music for you?
Oh, well, I think for me, it's all about the connections, the connections I've made with people and just the friends I've made. So I've been playing chamber music since 2012, and some of my friends from back then I'm still really good friends with. So I think it's mostly that.
Sarah?
Similar. I think I only really recently started playing serious chamber music. I'd been in unserious groups throughout my life, but as soon as I started playing more seriously, I found that in rehearsals and in talking about music super nuanced with a small group of people, you really have to become so close with everybody, and you just learn so much about people's personalities in such crazy ways, just by how they respond to certain things or react to ideas. And I feel in a lot of my serious groups that I've played in, I've just become best friends with some of them, these people.
Sarah, that's a theme. I've been interviewing 10 quartets here. You're the last of the 10 groups that I've interviewed, and that is a huge theme, though. So thanks for touching on that for this interview. Max?
Yeah, I totally mirror everything that Jasper and Sarah said. But on top of that, just I feel it gives such a cool look into the repertoire, and it allows you to really dive deep into the music and everything that makes it work, and just being really intentional about how to achieve those ideas that maybe you would think about if you're only playing it on your own. It gives you more tools to actualize it when you have to communicate to another group of people to make it work in the rehearsal process, and I find that really rewarding.
Very nice. Drew, you want to cap it off?
Sure. Well, I agree with everyone. I've formed some great connections playing chamber music, and I really enjoy diving into a really nuanced view of music. I guess for me, I really like chamber music because there's so few other things that I do where you have to be so aware and mindful at all times when you're playing the group. And there are things happening within split seconds, and you have to react to them and figure out how to adapt. And not just in a performance, but also in rehearsal, being able to bounce ideas off of each other and, form your own opinions, and being able to balance those opinions as well into one coherent piece is a real challenge, but also incredibly rewarding.
Those were great answers, guys. They really were. Question number 4. Gosh, you can all answer this if you want, or just one person, depends how much laughing goes on here. Describe your quartet's performance style.
Okay.
It's pretty chaotic. Yeah.
Max, you want to start that one?
Sorry. I feel like of the performances we've done, we've had very disparate like energies going into it. Sometimes we're like very happy to be there and just like going for it and just like throwing out there, and other times we're just like so fried and like concerned, and then it's just so like interesting to see our different reactions based on our feelings coming into it, because sometimes like we'll just be so like worked up and stressed about it, and then we'll like play really well. Yeah, it always feels like a wild ride, which we like don't know where we're gonna end up at the end.
Anybody else want to add to that? That was beautiful.
It's always like kind of emotionally turbulent. Like,
Yeah.
I had like a few really intense performances like as a group where like I'll like literally almost start crying like halfway through. Where like I'll like be crying beforehand, like panicking, like I feel like it's all gonna fall apart. But yeah, it's always like super chaotic, but like very fulfilling, and like I think we've never had like a performance that has like been actually devastating, you know?
Yeah.
No, of course not.
It's
No.
always very turbulent.
Yes. Well, you're young. You can have, there's many years coming to make disastrous performances, right? No, that's fantastic, guys. All right. Question number 5. So how did you guys settle on your repertoire? Now, you chose Brahms and you chose the Coleridge Taylor Perkinson, and one of my favorite pieces. Okay. I truly want to hear, did you guys come to this, or was there some outside help?
It was mostly us.
Yeah.
The Brahms 3, we actually pushed for it.
Yeah.
Sibi did not want us
Sibi
to
was
play
not
it.
thrilled. He said it was too hard,
Yeah,
which it
it
is.
is really
But-
hard.
I'm glad you were coming into this competition with that attitude. It's just too hard, but we're going to do it anyway. Yes. But what about the C.T. Perkinson?
Well, it was the first piece we ever read together.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like when we first like got together as a group last year in the spring, we like tried to play together, and it was like the first thing we did.
I think Drew brought it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had played it before in a quartet in my hometown, so it's an amazing piece and it's not performed enough.
I like your program. Now, tell me about your reaction to the Kevin Lau piece.
Well, I mean,
Drew, I love the face, man. Drew, you go first. I like that face. What?
Me?
Yes.
I really liked it, when we first read it. It just has so much variety just in a short amount of time. And the themes are like so memorable. It's like so easily accessible, but it's also at the same time like such a huge challenge for us to put it together and make it sound effortless.
Jasper, is he telling me the truth? Does Drew really like the piece?
yeah.
Okay, all right. Sarah, what do you? Oh, sorry, Jasper, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, has some great viola moments. So I'm a big fan. But also, yeah, the themes are really catchy. I was like the days after we first started rehearsing, I was just getting it stuck in my head.
Yeah, me too.
Good.
Like it actually, like once you start rehearsing it and playing it more, it feels super natural.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like when we sight read it, we fell apart so many times.
Yeah.
Tell us a story about the quartet, a fun story or a serious story or a sad story. Obviously, you didn't have a train wreck story yet, but that's at least what it sounds like. You've managed to hold your own in the performances. Okay.
So, our group, we're competing at Fish Off this year too.
Of course.
I actually, when we decided to do Fish Off, I apparently read like the regulation, like the guides from the wrong year. And when we chose repertoire, we chose Bartok 5, Brahms 3 as the 2 quartets that we would record and submit. But 1 week before the deadline was due, I double checked the guidelines, and it said we had to choose one piece by like a BIPOC composer. and like we had to learn a whole quartet in a week, and that was the Perkinson.
Yeah, that's the real story behind the Perkins.
Yeah, that's the real story.
That's why you were all like, look at that's fantastic.